TED Talks can be helpful. They can teach you a lot of things about philosophy or science, but they can also be about some of the dumbest things you've ever heard of. Hi, I'm Austin. You're probably eating food right now, and today we're going to talk about one of the biggest jokes of a TED Talk I've ever seen. It's called The Disappearing Computer, an exclusive preview of humane screenless tech. Let's just jump into it.
I spent 22 incredible years at Apple helping to design experiences and devices ranging from the Mac to the iPhone and to the Apple Watch.
So this is Imran. He says he's worked at Apple for more than 20 years on everything from the Mac to the iPhone to the Apple Watch. So clearly this is a really, really smart guy, and he's going to show us something amazing today.
And as the power of compute increased, the size of our computers or our devices decreased.
We start off with some sound logic there. As computers get smarter, they also get smaller. I'm excited to see what this means for the new tech that Imran's going to show us.
But what comes next? Some believe AR/VR glasses like these are the answer, but they merely move the screens we already have in our lives today to being just millimeters away from our eyeballs. And the future is not on your face.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I feel like if this guy really worked at Apple, he'd have a better idea of how people actually view AR and VR glasses. I don't think anybody wants it to be a direct smartphone replacement. Headsets would just be a niche device for specific use cases like education or entertainment, not really a catch-all replacement for the iPhone.
In 2017, the legendary tech journalist Walt Mossberg wrote in his final column that he felt that soon, one day, technology would become invisible and that the computer would disappear. And we agree. Sorry, this is my wife.
So this is it. This is the debut of the future tech that's going to replace the iPhone. It's a little projector that comes out of your left boob, I guess. And it comes with some late 2000s Android-ass looking UI.
I'm gonna have to get this. Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey, Bethany. How's it going?
Good. Are you with Ted?
Yeah, I'm on the red circle right now, actually.
Oh, great. Good luck, and don't forget to mention me.
I won't, babe. Thank you.
How did he find a way to make a pre-recorded phone call sound awkward? Also, he didn't even press the answer button. What actually triggered the phone call to pick up in the first place? And after he started talking, he kind of just closed his hand and then put it in his pocket, and it didn't hang up the phone. And so do you have to hold your hand in the exact spot 2 feet away from your boob just so that you can see who's calling? If your hand's not there, is it just gonna project it in front of you, all over the car windshield while you're driving or on the sidewalk?
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. It's gonna get different in a minute.
See, he didn't even hang up the phone call there. It just ended the call by itself. Also, that was probably the most awkward applause I've seen in a TED Talk. People are like, should I be impressed by the boob projector? You can hear some people laughing in the background.
So my wife, Bethany, and our entire company at Humane have been working to answer the question of what comes next. And you may ask yourself, why? Why would anybody do this?
Yeah, why would you put all your eggs in one basket for this TED Talk and then only debut the worst phone projector I've ever seen? Please tell me you have more than that, Imran.
And we believed that artificial intelligence, or AI, would be the driving force behind the next leap in device design.
Oh, okay. This makes sense. This is just a AI buzzword pitch in order to attract VC investor money for pretty much no work, which more power to you, Imran. If you can get a few million off of some rich people, who cares? Go for it.
There is an incredible amount of stuff that's happening in this space. Huge advancements.
Yeah, nothing I actually advanced, but I'm going to talk about it and attach it to my product anyway.
And even Bill Gates.
Using Bill Gates as a reference of support in 2023, that's pretty bold. Last time I heard about one of his ideas, I think it got him divorced.
But what do we do with all these incredible developments?
We're going to make the shittiest device you've ever seen.
If we get this right, AI will unlock a world of possibility for all of us.
If he's trying to get this right, I think he's off to a pretty rough start. But surely there's something mind-blowing around the corner, right?
Today, I want to share with you what we think is a solution to that end. And it's the first time we're doing so openly.
He's doing it for the first time at the TED Talk main stage. He's crazy. I think he thinks he's having like a Steve Jobs iPhone moment.
It's a new kind of wearable device and platform that's built entirely from the ground up for artificial intelligence.
Isn't that like not what smartphones are already designed for? Like, doesn't he get that's how autocorrect works?
And it's completely standalone. You don't need a smartphone or any other device to pair with it. In fact, I'm wearing one right now.
Oh my God. He was wearing one this entire time? You're telling me that projector wasn't coming out of his left nipple? Also, he said it was standalone. Like, what if your friend sends you a picture of their dog? How are you going to look at it? Is it just going to project their dog and some weird blue glow all over the sidewalk?
And it interacts with the world the way you interact with the world. Hearing what you hear, seeing what you see.
Oh yeah, the future tech is everybody's going to be wearing a body camera actually all the time. And it's going to track everything, it's going to see everything, it's going to read everything. It'll be awesome. Like the police don't even turn on their body cameras and they're legally supposed to. What makes you think a random person is going to want to wear a personal body cam 24/7?
While being privacy first and safe.
Oh, I forgot to think about the fact that the body camera that's always on is also privacy safe. So that makes it okay.
When I was working on the iPhone, I used to test interactions like slide to unlock with my infant daughter. She was the best possible focus group. She's 16 now, and she's got a lot more ideas than she did back then.
Please just show me something else a stupid device does. Why is he talking about his daughter right now? Why are you testing iPhone features on your baby?
And as I look at it now, I see more than ever why a future driven by AI is far better than a future that would involve more screens, like this. He's cute though.
What? He literally created the situation where he gave his baby the screen. And he literally AI generated the VR baby. Does he genuinely think this is what the future is going to be like? That we're going to strap VR goggles to babies? Is this man smart? Did he think about this before coming on stage?
Where can I find a gift for my wife before I have to leave tomorrow?
Vancouver's Granville Island is a lively shopping district.
That's an incredibly simple response for a very complex query.
Tell me a single reason why Siri couldn't do the same thing after just an update. Like, why would you spend hundreds of dollars on a standalone device just to ask it questions that you could ask Siri?
How often do we find ourselves in a new city, wrestling with our phones, trying not to bump into people, trying to figure out where we're going and where we're supposed to be?
Not that often. Probably never. Like, who's wrestling with their phone? It's just a GPS. Like, you can just plan stuff ahead if you're so worried about it.
Let me show you something. Invisible devices should feel so natural to use that you almost forget about their existence.
Les appareils invisibles devraient sembler si naturels à utiliser. Vous oubliez presque leur existence.
You'll note that's me and my voice speaking fluent French using an AI speech model that's part of my own AI.
Okay, so he just took Google Translate and then made it infinitely more complicated. Like, what if it just mishears what you say? Then it translates a completely different sentence to whoever's listening to you and you don't even know. Or what if they mishear the device since you're in a city and there's cars and people around? Also, whoever you're talking to doesn't speak English, so is the device just gonna know to switch translation modes automatically? Also, is like the French person you're talking to gonna have to speak directly into your left boob? Like, I feel like if you just had a screen with the written translation, even if it was wrong, it'd be infinitely easier for whoever you're talking to figure out what you're trying to say or ask. Like, most non-English speakers probably could read some English better than they'd be able to understand somebody just speaking it to them or coming out of a speaker.
This is not a deep fake. In fact, it's deeply profound.
Why is he taking this so seriously? All he's shown off so far is a bad Google Translate, bad Siri, a projector phone call, which nobody even uses in the first place. I just don't know what he thinks he's doing here.
This is my AI giving me the ability to speak any language, and you having a chance to hear me speak that language in my own emotion and my own voice. Thank you.
Like, yeah, he never even asked it to translate to French in the first place, so how does he even know it's in French? He doesn't speak it. Also, his ability to get an awkward clap every single time is super impressive. It gives off Jeb Bush, please clap energy.
This is good AI in action. And we spent thousands of hours reimagining and redesigning new types of compute interactions, ranging from complex voice commands to intricate hand gestures, all in service of trying to find more natural ways to interact with compute.
This is good AI in action, Imran? You're telling me the phone call projector is natural to interact with, and you spent thousands of hours on it?
Why fumble for your phone when you can just hold an object and ask questions about it? The result almost feels like the entire world becomes your operating system.
Nobody would ever do that. Why would you want to be the weird person in the grocery store that's holding up a piece of fruit to your left boob so that you can scan it and find out like the nutritional facts out of a speakerphone? It makes no sense.
Like riding a bicycle in the park and just ripping through emails.
What is he talking about? He's never ripped through emails using this thing on a bike. Like, you just physically cannot do that. Like, are you just riding your bike through the park and this thing's just yelling emails out loud to you and you're just hearing every word magically? Like, what if you miss something? You have to re-listen to the whole email again? Who would want to do that? And then what? You're just trying to respond to emails at the same time by yelling out loud your response while thinking of it in real time on a bike? What if somebody sends you a photo? How are you supposed to look at the photo while you're on the bike? Or a PDF or something?
Or going to a concert without having to hold up your phone to capture it.
This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, are you just going to record the back of the person in front of you the entire time? Has he ever been to a concert? Even if you could see the concert from your seats, you're not supposed to just videotape an entire concert. Like, if this thing was actually useful, the number of pirated movies through shitty body cameras would probably skyrocket.
Or experiencing your toddler's first steps without a screen between you and your child.
How does that even work? You don't know when it's recording, so is it always recording? How do you watch the video back? You don't have a screen. What if your angle's shit on your kid's first steps? What if you got a bad angle? Now you're embarrassed to show your kid's first steps to your friends. And he's just giving out these examples while explaining absolutely none of it.
Imagine this. You've been in meetings all day and you just want a summary of what you've missed. Catch me up.
Patrick is coming to tomorrow's design meeting. Bethany wants to move next week's dinner, and Oliver is asking about soccer this weekend.
These are emails, calendar invites, and messages all surfaced up to the top. You can use these to help guide your decision making, manage your workload, and sculpt tailored responses in your own voice.
This man's explaining Siri reading out notifications like it's the second coming of Christ. Like, how are you supposed to even respond to the notifications when you're hearing everything out loud at the same time? And you don't have a keyboard, so you always just have to respond with your voice, I guess. Also, imagine this. Your kid's soccer practice wraps up an hour early, and they send you a text if they even have a smartphone. But what if your device just decides not to tell you about the text because it's maybe not as high priority as your grocery list or the 3 p.m. meeting you have? Then your kid's just stuck at soccer practice. That's good AI in action.
The more you use our device powered by AI, the more we can help you in all times of need.
Yeah, guys, keep your body cameras on. We put a little brain inside of it, and it gets smarter every single thing it sees. So leave it on. It'll tell us everything about you. We'll collect so much cool data, then we'll do the most boring thing ever. We'll just sell it to advertisers.
Your AI effectively becomes an ever-evolving, personalized form of memory, and we think that's amazing.
And we think the KPIs on these ads are going to go through the roof. We'll target you down to exactly what you're currently looking at in any moment. And then we'll project an ad on every empty surface you walk by.
Fact, let's say you're health conscious or you have certain types of food considerations. Let me just show you. Picked up one of these chocolates. Used to eat a ton of these when I was a kid. Can I eat this?
A Milky Bar contains cocoa butter. Given your intolerance, you may want to avoid it.
so I can't eat these anymore.
Every single time. Like, this man's just the master of awkward claps. Just like me when you walk in on your mom and I having sex. Also, if you're spending hundreds of dollars on a smart body camera just so you can hear a speaker read out the back of a candy bar instead of just flipping it over and looking at the ingredients with your own two eyeballs, like, please get help.
But what's cool is my AI knows what's best for me, but I'm in total control. I'm gonna eat it anyway.
Enjoy it.
This is so stupid. It's just overcomplicating things that you could do without spending money on a crappy device that's supposed to replace your smartphone.
Your AI figures out exactly what you need. And by the way, I love that there's no judgment. I think it's amazing to be able to live freely.
Yeah, guys, don't worry. We won't judge you as we collect and sell your data to advertisers and view your entire life through your personal body camera as you live freely.
And these examples are just the start. As AI advances, we will see how it will transform nearly every aspect of our lives in ways that will seem unimaginable right now.
That's it? That's it? Yeah, it's unimaginable because this dude literally cannot imagine a good version of this tech. Like, he's just hoping the money rolls in and he can hire somebody to imagine it for him. That's capitalism, baby.
We really believe that we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible.
Yeah, man. We believe that too. Like, we saw the projector phone. We saw you just talk to Siri. Scratching the surface, I feel like, is a bit of an overstatement, maybe. Like, you're not even sneezing on the surface. I don't even know if you can see the surface.
It's within reach, and you saw some of it today.
Let's be honest, Imran. You just showed the best of what your device can do. Like, there's no reason you wouldn't come out for your debut TED Talk showing off the best things and the best features of your device. Like, just be honest, you have absolutely nothing.
The future will not be held in your hand, and it won't be on your face either.
It's going to be in your left boob.
The future of technology might almost be invisible. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the TED Talk. Who's giving a standing ovation for that? Like, what did he even really show off? Let's recap it. So first, he showed off a phone projector with a spy gadget looking ass design that you would get from like the Scholastic Book Fair. It didn't even make sense, like how he picked up the phone call or hung up, or how he was even talking to the person. Was it just like a speakerphone? Then he showed off Siri telling you where you could shop and reading off notifications. He showed off Google Translate, but just a way more complex and less functional version of it. Then he showed off how you can use it as a body camera and scan products into it. The ultimate consumer device. And then it tells you whether or not you can eat it instead of you just flipping it over and reading the ingredients yourself. So what do you think? Was I overreacting to this guy and his harmless TED Talk? Do you actually like the TED Talk? Do you think the tech could be useful in the future? Do you want to try out this boob projector for yourself? And what other scams have you fallen for? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button with your left boob if you know what's good for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.